Welcome back to the Fort Johnson podcast, where we bring you important conversations that impact our community. I'm Jeff England, and today we're shining a light on a critical topic, Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. Teen dating violence is more common than many realize, affecting 1 in 3 young people in some form, whether it's physical, emotional, or digital abuse. It's an issue that doesn't just affect teens, but also families, friends, and our entire community. That's why this month is all about the education, prevention, and supporting those who may be struggling. Joining me today are experts in advocacy and support services who will help us understand the warning signs of unhealthy relationships, how to foster safe and respectful connections, and most importantly, what resources are available for those in need. So let's get into it and start the conversation, because when we work together, we can break the cycle of abuse and empower the next generation to build a happier relationship. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this program or podcast. I am Jeff England from the Fort Johnson Public Affairs Office, and we are in the Fort Johnson Podcast Studios. Today with me, I have 3 very special, important guests with me from all over our installation. The first one, we've got Tamika Long. She is the domestic abuse advocate over here, trying to watch herself on the monitor, but I'm over here. How you doing, Tamika?
I'm doing good.
That's good to hear. I thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. I like it when people show up from a show. Yeah, it's nice. And next to her, we got Terry Dahlman. She is the FAP troop trainer. How are you today?
I am fabulous. Happy Friday.
Well, happy Friday to you too. So, I mean, that's if people are watching on a Friday, that'd be this might be Sunday night for them.
Oh, okay.
Or Monday morning.
Well, happy whatever it is for you.
And to my right, I got Audra Souls. She works with CID. She is a special agent. Hello, special agent CID Audra Souls. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, sir.
That's good. Thanks for showing up. I know you guys everyone's busy around here. But anyway, so why don't we go ahead and how long has TDVAM, what I'm going to call a TDVAM because it's a lot easier than saying Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, all of February. But when did this start? I mean, how long has it been around? Has it been around for a while?
Actually, President Obama initiated and acted it, the verbiage you want to use it, back when he was in office. So the National Teen Dating and Violence Awareness Month, TDVAM, is officially in February 2nd.
Ah, nice. And how big of a problem are we having, other than, they say 1 in 3 are affected by this? What is the most prevalent part of teen dating violence? I mean, everyone's heard of most of them in the obvious ones. And what are we trying to prevent the most around here? What problems do we see that people aren't really paying attention to?
The problem that we see a lot is, I would think, like unaware parents not being aware that it's happening to their children, someone they know. Teens are not speaking up about it. They're seeing it, but not speaking up.
Now, are we talking, when we discuss this, the majority of it, are we just talking like dates and dating, or is it kind of like more of an abusive relationship that they might have, like an abusive boyfriend or abusive girlfriend?
Yeah, I would say a little bit, all of the above, but in particularly dating, relationships. So we go out and teach, educate, signs of a jerk. Terry can tell you more about that because she teaches how to avoid falling in love with a jerk. Just
that right there tells me that there should be more classes on that, and I've seen plenty of people. It's like, why are you dating this person? It's like, It's like, yeah,
definitely. We just did a workshop for the Girl Scout troop for teen dating violence awareness, and so we were talking about signs of just abuse, the different types of abuse, emotional, sociological, financial, and we're asking them like, what is a jerk to you? So it was really good.
Yes. Terry, you just want to be right in there and say something. I know it.
There's a lot to say about that, but jerk is not gender based, and there's so much detail that goes in this class. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, we would have to have one term that just covers everybody because, there's just too many things. Well, this one's not this and this one's not. No, they're all jerks. They're just jerks. Don't date them.
However, if you are married, don't come to the class though.
Oh, what if we're married and dating?
Well, never mind.
You're dating your spouse. You can date your spouse.
Oh, what if I'm dating my spouse and I'm 19? There we go. TD.
Okay. Well, you're already married. You married your spouse, and it's
I did.
Great to always date your spouse.
It's much better to marry your spouse than it is to marry someone else's spouse.
Exactly. Yes. Definitely highly recommend that.
Yeah.
Totally stay away from other people's spouses.
Yes. But anyway, so you have classes how not to date a jerk, or how to stop dating it, how to break up with one. Do you have?
The title of the class is How to Avoid Falling in Love with a Jerk.
And how often are these classes put on? Because I don't think there are nearly enough of them.
Well, actually, I have one today that's going to be this afternoon, but I will offer it upon request. If anyone is interested, I will gladly offer this class to them.
It should be offered in like high school.
It should be. It really should.
Just it's like, which class you got next? I got math. I got history. I got how not to date a jerk. It could be. It's right next to the home ec class.
Exactly. You read my mind when you said that.
I mean, we need to bring that class back too, don't we?
We do.
Is it? Yeah.
Definitely.
So, how many do you have to go through a lot of investigations with this? I mean, how prevalent is it here, or are we doing okay on here at Fort Johnson?
I'd say really it depends. Like Tamika was saying, a lot of people, they may not be aware that what's going on, and so we don't really get a whole lot of reports.
I've heard that before. It's the teens nowadays, Gen Alpha and Gen Z. They've got this whole idea on, that's just how it is. That's how you get treated. That's how relationships are. It's like, no, that's not how it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So so we've got the how to date a jerk. Well, that's pretty much the beginning of everything. But what happens after that? And if let's say somebody finds themselves in a relationship that they're not really sure about. I mean, their friends say, well, he really treats you bad, or she really treats you bad, and the first thing that comes to my mind is, well, they're not like that in private. They're not like that when we're alone. And it's like,
Yes, there are a lot of excuses that we will come up with, and we have a tendency of realizing, everybody makes mistakes, so I'm just going to overlook this little red flag that I'm noticing, and we have a tendency of not wanting to listen to other people's opinion because it's none of their business, or they're just jealous of our relationship, or they have their own personal problems going on, and they're just pushing it on me, the relationship that I'm currently in. So we have a tendency of ignoring what people are seeing because love is blind. Right. So that's basically kind of what we talk about in the class and everything. And why is it that we have a tendency of not listening when people are seeing what we're going through, and we ignore it, and we just continue on down the path of continuing dating this jerk. And then in the future we go, why didn't I listen to myself back then?
I hate to be the devil's advocate, but I can see the trap that people fall into. It's like you develop feelings for somebody, they treat you horribly, and people tell you about it, and it's like, no, and you make excuses, and then before you know it, you've got time invested, and it's like, now I don't want to be throwing all that, just throw it away. What have I done with it? And it's like, how do you help? Can you help with people like how to exit a relationship? It's like, can you call them up and just break up for me?
That's where education has to come in. Sometimes it can be a learned behavior. They can see it happening inside the home. So we like to educate. We have outreach events in the schools. We try to encourage them to reach out to a counselor at school, a teacher, a principal, someone they feel comfortable talking to, because a lot of times teenagers don't feel comfortable with talking to adults. So we try to encourage them, like, who is that support person for you? Who do you feel comfortable with talking to? An aunt, an uncle. So education is key. And like Terry said, like, love can be blind. So a lot of times a perpetrator won't do do those things out in public. They'll wait till, behind closed doors, and some of them will. It's about power and control. So they definitely will, some of them will try to mask it, hide it. But if you're that way, it's gonna show.
And I'm sure there's a lot of mental gymnastics that they do also. It's like, well, no one else loves you like I do. And if you leave me, you'll never find anyone else that'll treat you as good as I do. And it's like, oh, you mean controlling and overbearing? And I had a friend when I was one of my last installations that I worked, or that I was active duty on, and me and her just did not get along. She was like mean and all that stuff. Then she broke up with her boyfriend and became a whole new person. It was actually how nice she was, and we became really good friends. And it's like she was sweet and all that stuff. It was her boyfriend that was doing it and making her. It's like, because he was so controlling and jealous and all of this stuff that she couldn't even talk to somebody or look. And we were coworkers.
Yeah,
and it's like, how do you do your job if you can't talk to the people because somebody's going to get jealous and think? And it's like, I'm sorry, but if you think everybody is after, or if you don't trust your significant other enough to let them do their job or live properly, then maybe you're in the wrong relationship to begin with, and maybe you're the problem.
exactly.
So you got to have some trust.
We definitely talk about unhealthy relationship goals, and what does unhealthy relationship goals look like, or what does healthy relationship goals like. So we talk to them about that. We also educate about different types of abuse, because some teenagers, they're like, oh, well, I didn't know emotional abuse was abuse, and calling you fat or trying to boss you around, even online dating and stuff. So Audra, was talking a lot about that, but she can go into
Yeah,
that.
the online, that would be the digital abuse. Mm-hmm. So,
Yep.
you can't say, well, it's horrible, especially, that some of the Snapchat that just disappears afterward. And I try to tell people, or like my stepson, I try to tell him, it's like, once it's on the internet, it's out there forever. It's never going to go away. It will be there somehow or another. Just like these things that you've seen recently. It's like, well, they put it up, but then they deleted it. But here it is. And like, so how would you go about trying to prevent that or head it off?
So with this outreach that we're doing, I'm trying to spread more awareness. And I think cyber safety is definitely very important to talk about, because we use social media like daily. And so people may not realize the impact that it can have on them. And also, too, a biggest thing to be concerned about is that perpetrators and offenders, they use social media, and they know how to do that to exploit children.
Yeah, manipulate them. And one major thing that I would say that I've seen happen before is do not share passwords to your social media accounts. Do not share your social media accounts, because especially vindictive people, I know a lot of vindictive people that it's like, well, if I can't have this person, nobody can. And it's like, right. Ugh.
Yeah. And there's a lot of other things, too, that people will do that will be manipulative, that others may not think is manipulative. So for this outreach, we're trying to spread that awareness and let parents and teens know. like, hey, this is what some of the people may do. Like they might say, I love you the next day or 2 days after talking.
See what you made me do? Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep. Another thing too is they might ask you where you live, or
Well, if
where-
I'm dating somebody, I hope I know where they live. How am I going to pick them up?
well, this is like on social media or online.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Some people may not know where you live because they like their photo, they follow them, they want to know more about them.
Yeah, so somebody goes out there and doxes them, and that's where they put on they put your personal information out on the. Yeah, so I'm glad they're following us. Yeah. so the if you had something, if you were able to tell the teens or the parents. Well, actually, both. Let's go with both. If you had something to tell everybody out there, what would be the most important thing that you would want them to know? What's the biggest line of effort? Yeah, see, like that LOE line of effort. What is the biggest line of effort that you would like to get out there?
I think the biggest thing is honestly knowing when and how to talk to someone, like whether that's a friend, a parent, adult, just knowing that when you find yourself in a situation, having that trust to communicate with someone, because it doesn't do anyone any good when you keep it bottled up and keep it to yourself. And if you tell someone, that person may know, like, hey, I think, you should report this or let someone know. And then that's where we can come into play and we can help assess the situation.
See, I could totally see the difficulty that somebody would have if they're dating somebody and being abused, or but you're in that position where it's like, well, is it really abuse? Are they really doing this to me? And I don't want to hurt them. I really love them, and I really love, and like them, and I don't want to hurt them, and I don't want to ruin their reputation and all that stuff. All the while, it's happening the other way to them, and it's like, so how do you guys help with being able to get over that whole hump of trying to get past it? Well, I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to ruin their life.
Yeah. And
even though it's like they're ruining mine.
And I think that's like the biggest part where education comes into play. Letting them know what is abuse or what is dating violence.
Yeah, that's a big one. Mm-hmm. You can't identify it if you don't know what it is.
Exactly. And there's multitude of ways. I mean, Tamika brought up emotional abuse and the psychological abuse that people don't think is necessarily a crime, but it's another way to exploit that person. So, and we have like different reporting options as well.
You've got the let me see if I got the 2 is sealed, or what is, never mind. It's like one is reportable, one's not, or classified, or you guys know what
You have talk about the restricted and unrestricted reporting
yes,
options.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
yes.
That's more in line with sexual assault.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
in the adults who report domestic violence and abuse. For the teens, we like to, there's definitely information out there for where they can go, and particularly like if they're at school, we like to say your counselor, a teacher in your family, your homes, talk to your parents. Some of them may not know where to go, who to turn to. They don't even know, like you said, what is dating violence, what harassment can be, dating violence, like you're being harassed online. So there's different forms out there. We do have a teen and parent workshop. Our teen workshop is going to be on the 13th of this month. And then the parent workshop is going to be on the 25th of this month. So we're definitely going to be educating and giving them contact information and stuff. So we're also, this month, also the Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. Every year it has a theme, and this theme is respect that. And then Terry can tell you more about that.
Ooh, Terry, talk to us.
Yay, finally. Hashtag respect that. We are going to be doing a art and poem contest for teens. So they are between the ages of 13 to 17. These teens can demonstrate what respect looks like to them, how to, whether it's self-respect, respecting others. They can draw an art image or they can write a poem, and we will have it displayed over at ACS in our main ballroom. We're going to have voters vote on it to let us know who will be the first, second, and third place winners of the prizes. So we do have prizes for those that participate. We will decide on the 28th of February, let the winners know who it was that won. So the teen workshop will be on the, like you said, the 13th of February at Building 744 with the SAC facility. It starts at 4:30, and then the parent workshop again will be at Building 744, starting again at 4:30. It's where we're doing those workshops. We are passing out these registration forms. They can come by ACS to pick up these registration forms, but we do want them to register so that way we can know who all is participating and what projects are going to be turned in, kind of thing. So that way we can set up and prepare for it by the 28th to have them voted on. So hashtag respect that, again, is just letting them be able to demonstrate what is respect and to give information out to these people, because not everybody understands what are the warning signs of domestic violence, and we are here to help educate on that. So for these victims that want to reach out to get help and they feel like they're not getting it, don't stop reaching out, because someone has this information and we are here to help let them know.
So what are some of the warning signs that, I know some warning signs of being in a cult, and honestly, they seem to overlap with an overbearing, abusive relationship, cutting off from family, not being yourself, not being able to speak your mind, not allowed to go certain places or wear certain things or spend money, or you're only allowed to spend money on this person. I mean, what are some of the signs of being in an abusive relationship?
Well, you definitely nailed a few quite on
You
the
nailed
one
it.
head.
Yes.
But, if you don't feel appreciated, if you don't feel like you can't talk to this person, if you're talking to someone and you feel like they know everything about you, but yet you don't know anything about them because they're not willing to share that two-way street with you, they're hiding things from you. If you just feel that you are slowly losing your friends and your family because they're jealous of how much time you spend with them and you're not spending enough time with them. There's just so many different warning signs. If you don't feel comfortable with who it is that you're dating just because, well, you finally found someone and, you're really appreciative that you have someone in your life finally. Just any red flags that you just don't feel comfortable with, from the stalking, the harassing, the constant jealousiness, just any kind of controlling. They want to control their victims.
You also have the emotional, psychological signs to where, like you pointed out earlier, a teenager might start to withdraw. They may start to stop doing, their activities of daily living, sports that they once loved. They'll stop attending sports, going to work. They may be more into their room, isolate themselves in their room. Then you have the more serious signs of, they may start cutting and things like that. And it can get worse, suicidal ideation, thoughts and stuff like that. So it can, increase the signs.
Now, did you say cutting?
Mm-hmm,
that's when they cut their legs.
Start to cut. You have cutters who may cut their arms or the inside of their thighs. I am a social worker too, so those are some of the things that we see. When teens, even adults, experience domestic violence and sexual assault. So those are some other signs.
That's that could get horrible. But the main thing that we're going for this month is to be aware and to notice the signs. But the biggest thing that you want to do is prevent. Mm-hmm. So if you know what to look for, but now, do you have now, is it possible that if you were to say all of these things, people might start looking for that and then start falsely maybe, this is falling into it. And is there an overreach on some of any of this?
There can be an overreach to that. But again, we do have counselors that can help talk with these people, let them know maybe you're overthinking a few things. You're being a little too cautious and trying to walk on eggshells. That this is normal, because couples do argue. You don't always see eye to eye. You do have different interests and hobbies and things like that. And it's okay to have a different perspective on everything like that. But being able to communicate is a huge key in relationships.
And that's where all of the training and all the classes come in that teaches you, yes, these are the signs and this is the difference. And so you're helping people be able to identify it properly.
Exactly. So please come attend How to Avoid Falling in Love with Your Child.
Do you have classes set up already, or are they all by request?
I do have a class, like I said, this afternoon that I have scheduled.
Well, I think everyone's going to miss that class that's
yeah,
watching
probably
this.
it's going to late notice on that one. But again, it's upon request. I'm going to try to offer it quarterly, at least every 3 months, and try to get it advertised through the Guardian, through just posting flyers at different locations at different facilities. But I will do it upon request as well.
And if they want to get a hold of you, they can come on over to building 320, 920. 920, yeah.
Building 920.
I knew there was a 20 in there. 920 over on Bell Richard, or if you're not from around here, it's Bell Richard.
Bell Richard.
Bell Richard.
We also have, you also have MFLAC over at Building 920 where we are, for the counselors, licensed clinical social workers are over there. We also have BJAC, the 6th floor, the behavioral health department, and then we also have FAP Clinical, where parents can reach out to and teens.
Is there a hotline that people can call, or is that more just for like domestic violence and like the SHARP hotline, or the SHARP line, or the Hope line and stuff like that?
Yeah, there's a national teen dating violence hotline. Yes, there is out there that they can contact.
And that's a simple Google search. You just nowadays you could just tell your phone to call the Hope line.
Yeah.
We also too.
Oops. I hit my knee.
If kids or parents don't feel comfortable going to someone and telling them their issues, they have that option too to go to cybertipline.org. And it's actually part of NCMEC, which is the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They run, they have a lot of resources and training for what we're talking about. And they have that option where people can go online and make a report about anything involving their child, whether that's with dating or maybe they sent a nude image to someone and they thought they could trust that person, but that person ended up showing other people.
And it always happens that way. Mm-hmm. Don't do it. I will never do it because nobody would want to see that. But so if you have so that's you said the cyber what?
It's a cybertipline.org.
Cybertip.org, or is it cybertipline.org?
Yep, cybertipline.org.
Cybertipline.org, and then we've got people at FAP that can, or at ACS that can help. They can call in and speak anonymously if they wanted to, right? I mean, there's nothing stopping them from calling in and saying, "Hey, man, I think what's your opinion on this situation?"
They can call in anonymously, or if they're mandated reporters, then they cannot remain anonymous. They have to state their name if they're mandated to report. But yes, anyone can call in anonymously to help assist with a neighbor, family, friends, siblings, battle buddy, whoever it is that they have concerns about.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for teens to realize is that an abusive relationship is not just physical abuse. It's not being hit and slapped around and knocked down. There's a lot of stuff that you can do to ruin a person's image and confidence and just make them feel horrible. And that's not what love is about. And that's not what dating is about. I mean, dating is about learning who we each other are and lifting each other up. That's a relationship. So I appreciate you guys coming in and talking about this. What is the main thing that you want to get out? I want to make sure that we hit the main points that you want to get out.
Come to our workshop, the teen workshop, on the 13th of February at 4:30, MST Center. The parents come out to the workshop on the 25th. I think it's going to be very informative. We're here to educate. Education is prevention, so definitely come out to those.
Also, don't forget about the art and poem contest as well that they can register for. The deadline is February 21st. And then also just remember that February is the month of Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, TDVAM. So please support Wear Orange on the 11th of February as well. That is the National Wear Orange Day in support of domestic violence or teen dating violence awareness.
Now, I might have an orange shirt, but my wife says it's coral. I say it's orange. She says it's coral. I said it's like orange pink.
Should work.
It should work. That'll work. Okay.
Any orange in the family will work, yes.
I'll just carry an orange.
And it work, yes. And we definitely just want to put out, if you're not alone, you have help. There's resources here on this Fort Johnson installation. You can call the 531 Hope line. That's going to take you right to FAPC. We're on call, Davos, 24/7. We have our domestic violence hotline. So help is out there. Don't feel like you're alone. You have help.
Yes. And just remember, we're here to help. You got anything you want us to finish with?
I would like to say that for these workshops, we are going to be talking about cyber safety. And it's not just, even though it is TDVAM month, to spread awareness about teen dating violence, cyber safety is extremely important because we are using the internet for basically everything.
Yeah, we live our lives on the internet.
Yeah. And so for these workshops, we're also going to be talking about how to stay safe on the internet, whether it's the apps or gaming online. And so I think, these workshops will really help to bring awareness just about being safe wherever you are.
Well, thank you very much for coming in. Audra Souls from CID. Hopefully she'll never have to come over and investigate me or anything like that. I'm a good guy.
That's what they all say.
Tamika Long, domestic abuse advocate. Thank you for coming over and sharing with us, and Terry Adalman from FAP. Yeah.
Family Advocacy Program.
Yeah, that's what FAP stands for.
I just wanted to make
Oh, okay. Let's make sure.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I appreciate everybody coming in, and hope to have you back here very soon and come back and talk to us and talk to me. And that's about all the time we got for today. But anyways, thank you very much for tuning in. Please hit that subscribe, hit the notification, give us a like, leave a comment. Let us know what you'd like to hear or see on the program. And if you have any problems, give ACS a call, or you can go on over to Building 920 over on Belle Richard. And if you have any problems with a teen or any kind of domestic violence or an unhealthy relationship, reach out and don't be afraid to talk to somebody about it. I'm Jeff England from the Fort Johnson Public Affairs Office, and we'll be seeing and listening at you later.
That was easy.